Hey, it's Steve Wagner, Virtual Properties Realty. I'm coming here to talk to you about becoming a branch manager leader of one of our new locations. So this is kind of an invitation, not necessarily to join up right now, to sign up. It's an invitation to begin discussions and work out a few details. I'm going to go over some of the details that we'll discuss in the meeting, and so forth. But I'm asking you to possibly look to kind of take a leap of faith. Okay, because this is one of the biggest no-brainers I've ever seen. I almost want to say the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth. It really is, because there's really, if you really look at it, there's no risk, and there's an immense reward, which I'm going to go over here in a couple minutes. All it requires is a little bit of sense of adventure, and the only thing that might ask, there's no risk, but you might have to move out of your comfort zone. A lot of people are very comfortable where they're at. They're not really knocking out of the park, but they're comfortable, and so sometimes comfortable is not the best. So I kind of equate it to this little fish here that's in this little fish tank with all his friends and so forth. All of a sudden he jumps out. I can see this fish. What the heck's he or she doing? And the bottom line is this: if you want something in your life you've never had, you gotta do something you've never done, and you're gonna have to leave your comfort zone and try something new. I'm asking you to look at this and let's talk about this, and you tell me what's wrong with this plan, what's wrong with virtual properties, what's wrong with the ambassador plan, and what's wrong with the management program. And if there's something wrong with it, I want to hear it, because I don't see it. And the only thing that's blocking you, I'm going to say it, is your comfort zone. So, all successful leaders have the courage to take action, while others hesitate. And that's the difference. People are just, imprisoned by their own apprehension and their fears and so forth. So the objective of this video is two goals. Number one, I want to educate potential leaders on the benefits of being a branch manager leader. And then I want to let you know the things we're looking for, the expectation we might have, or the attributes we're looking for of a manager leader. And then ultimately, obviously, we have the final decision whether somebody takes that position or not. It's through kind of a little bit of a exploratory session. I don't like to call it a negotiating session, but I want to call it an exploratory session. And so I'm going to tell you how we determine whether you would be the best fit or not. And so we're trying to motivate you, if it looks like there's a mutual interest, not just to sit on your hands and hee-haw around and I don't know, let me think, and this and that and so forth. This program, I designed it. A light came on one day and it was very obvious to me. I just said, dang, if anything I've ever seen, getting in as early as possible is so important. And so I'd suggest you don't procrastinate. If make a decision. Is this right or wrong? But don't just stay on the fence, vacillating all the time, because time is of the essence. I'll just put it to you this way. I am really trying to make this an explosive growth situation for a lot of people. I'm very tied to a lot of people succeeding. So I'm not going to be I won't vacillate. And so I will put some people in these offices. So if you're hearing this video, I might have you in mind of a certain location. And if you, it's not like think about this for a few weeks, because I'll have this position filled pretty quickly. So, excuse me. I just want to stress with the one thing I love about the ambassador program as a whole. It's one of the greatest win-win endeavors I've ever seen. I've ever been involved with. It's a win for the agent, for the current VPR agent. It's a win for the new VPR agent. That's why you, as an ambassador recruiter, should love this, because you're giving them a great income opportunity and so forth. It's a win for the client and industry. It's a win for the company. It's a win for the staff. We're even paying a bonus to them for supporting you on this and your success. They get a bonus. But it's almost, I want to say this right now, it's a loss for our competitors, and they are not going to like it. So you're going to hear people that don't like this program the most are the ones who fear it and know that it's not going to be good for them. And but I'm asking you to be a part of it anyways, and not really listen to them, because I'm going to have a lot of bricks thrown at me. There's no doubt about this. And so a lot of naysayers, a lot of negativity. But I've never been more confident in anything in my life, and I believe the people that jump on board are going to be happy. So, just to remind you, what is Ambassador Program? The most fundamental description is a program designed to financially reward virtual properties agents for assisting in promoting, protecting, and maintaining our company interest. And so, being that ambassador, almost act like you have a ownership in the company and so forth, and being a recruiter for the company, bringing them in and helping us retain the agents, keeping them happy and so forth. As you know, we just won again. It's the third year in a row where I don't know if we're the number one position, but 2 years in a row we won the number one place of all companies, not just real estate companies, all companies to work in the in Atlanta area. We know we're right near the top again because the Atlanta Journal-Constitution has notified us, and so that we're excited to say that. So it's not a hard sell for you. And if you participate in a plan that I've set up, I've got other videos on this, so I don't want to go through a lot of the details. But the expected income is right at or around. You have to say proximate because there's little factors in there. But if you follow to a T, you should make about $86,400 passive residual income. That's not as the manager. That is just a regular agent ambassador. And how do we get these numbers? Well, you bring in 4 recruits. The you being the agent. The agent brings in 4 recruits a year. And those people he brings in, or she brings in, becomes the level 1, and they bring in 2 a year. Okay, so it's not a lot, not heavy recruiting, or 2 a year, not a month. And then everyone that comes in has to do an average of 6 sales per year. Now, one could do 3, and the next one you could bring 9. That's an average of 6. And the average sales price $200,000. That's below average here in my Duluth corporate headquarters. My Johns Creek, it's about half the average, and so you only have to do 3 sales if you live in that area. $400,000. The average broker fee is around 3%. That's how the numbers came about. And if you plug those numbers in, work them to a T, you're going to get about $86,400 of passive residual income after 5 years. What does that mean? After 5 years, you should just be able to sit back and make $86,400 year after year after year. Thing to remember on that, you should make more than that because this is a compounding thing. And I'll have to explain more of that on other financial programs. This is just to show the possible managers what the opportunity is and what's expected. What's your opportunity is you can triple to quadruple or even more money than the typical ambassador, and that's pretty exciting. And so it's a massive win. I encourage you to push that button as fast as you can. Aristotle Onassis said that. The secret to business. Now, Aristotle Onassis is the Greek tycoon, billionaire, Jackie Kennedy's, a fling after John F. Kennedy and so forth. Very famous businessman, very wise businessman. Said the secret of business is to know something that nobody else knows. And I'm not saying nobody else knows, but very few people know. If you are listening to this, you're on the ground floor and you have information, opportunities hitting you, it's knocking on your door that not too many people have been offered. So that's where that's relative to what he said there. The entrepreneur is always searches for change. Unfortunately, changes. If anything big, it's going to have to involve change, and it's generally not when you want it. And you're probably at your most comfortable phase when opportunity knocks on the door. But you're going to have to search for change. Certainly, if it searches and finds you, you have to respond to it, and then exploit. That means maximize it as opportunity. Okay, so let's search the some of the benefits that we're going to do. I want you to look at 2 ways. These are some benefits you'll receive, or these are some ways we might try to help you. I don't anticipate everyone maximizing all 17 benefits. That's a good way to disqualify yourself from this program. Like I said, I want to do an exploratory session to say, hey, what is it going to take? This is the spirit. The spirit's win-win. What is it going to take for you to really succeed in this program and to make it a win for you? Because we want to make this a win. And I need you to help me figure out what's keeping you a quality, a great asset like you from sitting on the fence or sitting on your hands. So let's go through this. Now, the first thing that's the given, the number one reason why you come in every case, you're going to get leads. That's the whole reason we want you there. And what do you mean by that, Steve? Why? Let's take our new Cobb County office. We have a lady. We already have one already set up, Cassandra Cryonis. And so we're getting people that want to come look at that beautiful, beautiful Cobb County office that we have. But as beautiful as it is, I don't want to drive an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. That's half my day. Doing the interview. So I'm just going to call Cassandra up and say, hey, this person, can you meet him around 11? Or she might set the appointment. It's about a 45-minute interview at most. Sometimes it's just a little bit of 15-minute phone conversation. Then you email them a package, they sign up. And as soon as they sign up, they go in your downline as passive residual income. Not only do they go in your downline, but everyone they recruit goes in as your level 2. And so you can see this is the basic ambassador program that's given to the agents is for them being proactive and for them being the procuring cause. And it takes a little bit of focus and effort and skills to do that in a lot of cases. In this case, you're just getting a phone call, setting an appointment, and we teach you how to kind of do the interview and set everything up. It's a wonderful thing as have free leads provided to you. That's the number one reason. Again, the benefit we get is that we don't have to hire somebody to do that necessarily. You're that person. And so I want you to look at this number 2. It's really just a different perspective on things. It's a benefit of, if you ever thought about owning your business, if that's ever crossed your mind, this is basically owning your own business. And so we're kind of setting you up as an entrepreneur. It's an entrepreneurial launching pad of basically owning your own business. And so you get all the benefits of owning your own business with none of the liabilities of the legal lawsuits, keeping up with the trust accounts, the real estate commission, not to mention paying salaries and office space and other expenses and memberships and this and that, E&O insurance. All that's basically covered for you. You basically get all the benefits of owning a business without any liabilities. That's what I'm talking about, especially if you're sitting with a team there and thinking about how you can kind of run an office and that basically be your office. That's what we're suggesting. And you have a lot of support behind you in Virtual Properties in every way imaginable, and that's what I'm going to keep going on. So, we're prepared right off the gates to give you a free office space. If it's a team, maybe in some cases even 2. We don't intend. We want to always proceed down the road with win-win. I don't want people to be making several $100,000 a year and making me buy their business cards and stuff like that. Once you are starting to make the money on this, and we'll all know it. Then we say, hey, you can pay for your $400 a month office and so forth. We're partners in this situation, but we're kind of we're investing in you because we believe in you, and you're investing in us. You're taking you're taking a risk. I don't think it's not a risk, but you are possibly moving from a place that you're comfortable with, and you're taking a kind of leap of faith, and so we'll invest in you. And so that's how that works as well. The other things, I'm going to go over these quickly. Materials, we're here to help with supplies. We're here to help with other industry expenses. We're going to sit there and even travel. What are some of the things that you're concerned about? Equipment expenses and things such as that. What are some of the things you need to feel comfortable and to make this move take place? I want to also let you know we do have a concierge in-house. I know producers, when they come over, it's a big burden sometimes in getting all your listings changed out, changing your signs, and getting things ordered. We do have a person in place in our office that's going to be your assistant in there in that time and to help with that move. That's another thing that we will perk that we give as well. So moving on to number 9, this is another income. This is a third income opportunity. Now, supposedly the ambassador program is supposed to be a second income opportunity. I'm telling you, I'm about to go this is the reality of our industry. I'm about to go to the $1 Million Gala thing, and less than 10% of realtors and probably less than 5% of all agents make over $45,000. I'm saying you should be making $45,000 in only a few years, passive residual. With the ambassador program. Not to mention, again, that's just as an agent, not as a manager, which you should make triple to quadruple that much. Again, you'll also have a third income opportunity in teaching, mentoring, partnering. I want to stress it's opportunity, not obligation. Okay. Then also you will benefit from a lot more referrals from this position because you're in a management, a little bit higher level position, and the referrals seem to flow. You become more of a magnet for referrals, and people are kind of, especially in your branch, are looking to give you the referrals. Now this is internally within the company, within the branch, and externally. So Oh, it's going to be a big lead as we move down the road and we establish the branch website, and you have walk-ins that come in, call-ins, and such, to both the branch website and the corporate site. You're going to get first dibs on anyone in your region that's looking to buy or sell a house. What you do with it after that is your business, but you're going to be getting a lot of leads, and so that's another big benefit from coming on there. I just think status and prestige with your potential clients, your peers, other people in our real estate industry, once they kind of get over the shock of you changing companies, and some of them may be mad at you if they have some sort of a stake in that company or something like that, but you'll know who your real friends are and who your fake friends. Fake friends, real friends do not begrudge you for taking a great opportunity like this. If their friendship is based on you constantly improving their lives, and it's based on what you can do for them, they're not real friends anyway. So I'll move on that. But anyways, your reputation will be enhanced with family and friends in the industry, affiliates and vendors and so forth. And we're going to be doing a lot of national trainers. We brought in Mike Ferry. We're bringing. I've got a bunch of other national trainers lined up. We've got great events coming up, parties and outings and this and that. So some will be free, some will be reduced. You'll always get a priority offering, either first offering. You'll have a certain amount of time to stake your claim at this, and then we'll open up to the masses after that. So sometimes you'll be the only one offered certain training events and events and so forth. So the bottom line is that this is um, you'll get first entrepreneurial consideration for additional locations down the road and so forth. We can help in somewhat in broker fees, and where I'm really talking about that, I think we have some of the best fees in the industry. So I'm not really anticipating doing a lot of this. Almost everybody's getting a pay raise as soon as they come here. That's one of the benefits here. But let's just say you're with one of these companies that you cap out, you pay in, like say 18,000 is one of the companies I'm thinking about, and you've already paid in your 18 or whatever, 15, 20,000, and now you're getting 100% for no fee. Well, you know what? We'll if you can show me that is the case, we don't want you to wait and diminish this opportunity you've been given. It's time is of the essence for us, and time is of the essence for you. We will carry on that cap and so forth. So, we call the shots here. We don't have to pay a national franchise fee. We can talk about this as something on the table. Okay, a possible support staff assistance. We may, I can see in a lot of cases where you're a team, but you're a little bit over stressed out and stretched a little bit, and but you bring so many other attributes. Well, I may say, hey, why don't we share a staff member there? Why don't we have like a receptionist slash admin that's going to cover some of the things to make sure you're compliant and your responsibilities there, and we don't want them just to sit there, so they could actually do some administrative stuff for you. I'm not trying to say this on every one of them. I don't anticipate doing this a lot, but that's something to talk about there. Again, joint ventures down the road. We're always looking from our leadership. Once we know you're a proven performer and all that stuff, then we'll we'll look at small offices, medium offices, large offices as you come in. We're planning on branching into Florida and the states that touch Georgia and all the regions. I'm not putting any limitations on this. So, okay, so let's get to what we're kind of expecting from you, okay? You see the guy on the right-hand side there. He goes, I want you to do this and do that. If we find that someone's coming in and hardcore negotiating and they're trying to see how much they can get out of us, then we're not that desperate to find people. I can tell you that, and we're probably going to look at this as a non-win-win person. I hate dealing with those people. And if I start to get this little feeling that someone's just trying to work us, then that's not it. So we are going to look at what we have to give up versus what we feel like we're getting. And if we feel like it's not a real win-win, we may say, I don't think that you're probably a candidate right now. So I just kind of leave that one out right. One first consideration. I just went over 17 things where we could possibly do. But I'm telling you, don't just wear us out on that, because that's not the type of partnership we're looking for. So again, what we are looking for, one of the first things I just think of out of the gates is this X factor person, this person that has this positive mental attitude. Look at the person, all the attributes that are written in that little man or woman that's walking there. I just think of this energy and attitude. It's leadership, it's social skills, it's influence and persuasion skills. We want them to have a belief in virtual properties. We want what I call true ambition. That's just not a bunch of I want to do this, and then the first fork in the road comes from serving their impulses or doing what they have to do to succeed in their ambition, really carrying out their ambition. They go towards the impulses. I'm talking about a team person, a win-win spirit, and so forth. So that's the type of person. If you, most people know what I'm talking about. Are you an X factor? If you're an X factor, well, we really want to work harder with you. We want to explore the rest of them. You can be the greatest thing in the world, have the greatest resume, be the X factor, and so forth. But if you have some situation, you just don't have the ability to give time for whatever. That is something that might be a problem. Because I oversee 1,400 real estate agents, and I know a lot of them that I admire every day because they actually make. I'm thinking of one in particular that works pretty much every day, not 8 hours a day. Some days 3 hours, some days 5 hours. I just don't see them really saying, "Oh, I hate work. I need a day off," and so forth. This is going to be a real fun job, and I'm not suggesting you work 7 days a week at all, but I'm saying somebody that has that spirit where this is a new endeavor and this is a way of life. It's not a job, and so their passion that takes them down the road with this. So if somebody basically has a family member that's kind of always saying, don't work, you work too much, or this and that. Again, no one's really saying working 60 hours or even 50 hours. It could be just 40 hours with your real estate and this combined. But if you're like a 20-hour weeker or a 30-hour weeker and you're never there, that could be a problem because it just doesn't matter how good you are. And some people just have hobbies or obsessions. I ran into one guy, which I can relate to fully. His son is, he coaches a travel ball team. I'm almost telling you, if you coach a travel ball team, we have to look real close at this thing because I know what that's all about. And you're going to be trying to cut off work every day at 4 o'clock, and gone all the evenings, and and so forth. It probably may not work out. So we just need to see what kind of realistic time that you have, and that's a real consideration. Okay. Again, I've talked about the X factor again. I love Norman Vincent Peale. This explains the X factor. I don't know why the slide's in again, but let's just roll with it. Your enthusiasm will be infectious, as stimulating and attracting others. They will love you for it, and they will go for you and with you. That's what we're looking for is from the X factor. Someone that has a magnetic personality. Ultimately, as we said before, we're looking for people to kind of cover some office time. In the beginning, when we first open up an office, I want to try to have at least one and then possibly two branch managers that split the days and split the time. And we're saying, hey, we want you to have guaranteed coverage during this time. We want you to be basically 9 to 5 on those days. And what does that mean? Well, when the copier, gets jammed, don't call Steve Wagner up in Duluth office and say, hey, drive out an hour and a half and get this piece of paper out of here. We kind of want you to do a little bit of that stuff. Now, it's not going to take a lot of time. Very little things, but that's the reality of me opening up other offices. Do I want to spend $25,000-$30,000 a year for an office in the beginning? That's going to take a few months to get going. And so what I'm suggesting with you, I'm partnering with you. You help us out there. You're kind of the eyes and the ears of that office. You actually, this is kind of your office. That's really what I'm suggesting. Now, again, I don't want to come off the other way of thinking that you're going to be burdened so much because you're really not. But especially in the early days. Now, once that becomes a maxed out office, we will get a admin / receptionist in there. We have our corporate office, just so you know, if you ever tour our corporate office, we have like 12 employees there, and we got a big administrative staff, and we're all connected in other offices through our broker management platform. So, we're running the business. So it's none of the burdens that a normal owner with brokers and reviewing contracts and accounting and handling checks, none of that will be anything to do with you in this particular case. It's just kind of being the eyes and ears of an office. Okay, so just so you know, we're very gonna, if someone has a great reputation or resume, meaning they have accomplishments in production, they've been in leadership, maybe president of boards, or however there's some kind of leadership and networking. They're a teacher, or they have all these designations. Those are things that are very attractive to us, and we can leverage them and help you leverage them for your success in this program. Again, there's two types of networking people. I'm talking about networking capabilities. It's either the ability say if you were coming from California, if you had these networking skills, there's either skills or there's clout. And someone has really skills could come in and just start networking and doing well if you have that type of personality. But some people, don't necessarily have that kind of personality, but they've been in the business a long time. They've been able to get in a lot of positions, and they've made a lot of transactions. When I say positions, maybe they've been president of boards and so forth. However, they've acquired their quote social clout. This can be leveraged if they know a lot of people, and it's not hard for them to pick up the phone and say who they are, and I might want to talk to you about something. But anyways, we're looking at their ability for networking. One of the questions I may even ask is, I said, hey, if you came on as a branch manager, who are, just give me an idea of who are the first 3, 4, 5 people you call. Do you think there's anybody who would come come over right immediately? I'll give you an idea. We have a few people. I can't name names, but there's 2 of them that have come on. One of them has about 25 people they said they think are gonna come over. One of them has been around a little bit longer, and they've brought 9 names, and 9 people are in the process of coming in almost immediately. So these are things that we'll talk about. Those are really good situations, but they don't have to be that great with your networking. If you're a mentor, that's an income to you, and it's something you can use to talk to people when you're out. Just communicate with someone that's either has a license or getting a license. When you say that you're a mentor and you can help people in this area, people just tend to gravitate towards that. They feel more comfortable going on because they're talking with you. And when you say you can be there to help them a little bit, that I'm telling you, that makes a big difference. And that's why a lot of our people doing very, very, very well in our ambassador program are also mentors or teachers. They do it for that reason. And plus it makes them money. And they also like to mentor or teach because it keeps them really on top of their game. And I learned when I first started this company, I started becoming a teacher. The best way to learn is to teach. I really started to get command on subjects because I was teaching it. So anyone who's taught realizes what I'm saying. If you want to learn, teach. Okay, so just so you also know, we're very interested in talking with teams. I'll probably target teams more than individuals. But if there's an individual that's off the charts, I'm going after them as well. But teams, let's just say if you've heard some things right now and you go, uh-oh, I may not be good because of what he just said in a couple of slides back. If you're a part of a team, we can overcome some of those things. Like one of the things I'm thinking about right now, let's just say you're a lady or a man for that matter, and you're raising some kids, and you're kind of concerned about the time commitment that you have. If you have a couple team members, I feel like we can work with you as long as you're going to work some. Your head's in the game a little bit, and we'd have to sit down and talk about that. And but there's a lot of things you can do. If you have a large team, you can really work on the diversity. We can focus on what we have versus on not what we don't have. And we can leverage the skills and the influence. And it can really be a powerful thing. So, bottom line is that we're always going to be looking at results, and that's always the bottom line and so forth. And then one of the other things that what really interests us is someone that really has a real strong our expertise on what we would call a niche market. That could be commercial related. There's like 10 or 15 niches within commercial as well. Luxury homes, short sales. I don't know. Go on and on about anything to be called a niche. That really can help our company because we believe in competitive edges and niches. And you can simply bring them to our agents by on and then refer to you, or maybe partner with them, or maybe do a little bit of training or mentoring, which keeps you more on top of your game on those things as well. Look at the little colorful rectangular thing graphic there. That's kind of that's a diversity graphic. Those are some things that we value, and we've always been a company, international company, a diverse company, and so like bringing second languages and so forth. We want to always support and keep moving down the road of honoring diversity. And so if you can help us in that area, that's something that interests us. And so bottom line, we're offering you not just financial freedom, we're offering financial prosperity. And the beautiful thing about it, it's about helping people every step of the way. The only people it doesn't help are our competitors, but they have the opportunity to join us as well. So, and here's the thing: whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. That's the most important thing. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And so that was, that's a real famous quote there. I love what Dwayne Johnson said, The Rock. He says, when you walk up to opportunity's door, don't knock it, or don't knock on it. Kick the, blankety blank down, smile, and introduce yourself. Okay, that's what I'm saying, is be bold. And tomorrow, there's these people that are apprehensive, they're procrastinators, they're just dwelling on why, they got these little fears and this and that. What are my friends gonna think? What's my broker gonna think? And this and that. You know what? This is opportunity. So, tomorrow it's just delaying and procrastinating. Tomorrow's this mystical land where 99% of all human productivity, motivation, and achievement is stored. You can say wasted. Okay, and so a year from now, you'll wish you'd started today. I'm 100% confident in that. So, beware of apprehension, for it kills hope, weakens actions, and brings about worry. It brings about mediocrity and so forth. So, I encourage you to act now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and listening.